Do you have habits like leaving lights on, or empty cartons in the fridge, or talking over people in a conversation? We all have habits that were not an issue when we were single, but now our spouse finds undesirable to live with. Now, these can be readily addressed with due diligence and a little consideration. But there are three habits, deeply embedded, less obvious, and if left unbroken, are absolutely devastating to marriages. Let's look at what these are, what damage they can do, and how to replace them with positive habits instead. The first destructive habit is to never be present. God in His grace has gifted every relationship two things in which to build upon: continuity and a fresh start. Continuity builds relationships. A fresh start sustains them. Upon getting married, the hope is to continue having wonderful experiences. But the reality is there are also many bad experiences leading to hurt feelings, bitterness, and disappointment. Humans, being who we are, tend to recall the bad more often than good times, perpetuating the hurt, bitterness, and disappointment. But this is where the other gift comes, because every day we wake up is an opportunity for a fresh start. Regardless of what has happened in the past, every couple is blessed in the present to improve upon past mistakes, forgive transgressions, and make amends for past wrongs. Instead, we squander the opportunity to continue having great experiences in the present by setting negative expectations for our future based on what has happened in the past. Think carefully about just how much time you spend either regretting the past that no longer exists or worrying about a future that may not happen. The present is the only time that exists. Being anywhere else is a waste of time. Yes, we should learn from the past, but be always hopeful about the future. The new habit to form is to be eternally in the present. Don't dwell on past transgressions. Practice active listening skills with your spouse instead of looking at your phone or thinking about other things during your time together. Practice meditation to train your mind not to entertain every stray thought. The only way to affect your future is with a fresh start in the present. The second habit to break is always looking for love in the spectacular. We picked up this habit from Hollywood. Movies depict romance with heated passion, heroic, grand gestures, dramatic sacrifices, and so forth. It's natural to want what we see on the big screen in our own marriages. These scenes make our everyday seem bland by comparison. So we try to make grand gestures on special occasions like Valentine's Day, anniversaries, and birthdays. And we post these acts on social media to simulate those scenes in the movies for everyone to see. But love doesn't just show up in the spectacular. Often, it's in the everyday choices we make. A gentle caress to let her know you're aware of her presence. Holding the door open. Clearing the table after dinner. A kiss and a hug when your spouse comes home from work. Sincerely apologizing for offenses and forgiving quickly. Keeping no record of wrongs to bring up sporadically. Being supportive even when you think your spouse is wrong. These may not be grand, splashy gestures, but they can be performed frequently without much effort and need no special occasion. Stop holding your spouse to the unrealistic fantasies of Hollywood escapism or social media posts. This only leads to disappointment. Recognize the small but meaningful gestures and not just score the grand feats on special occasions as indications of their love. The third and probably most destructive habit is seeking instant gratification. It's pervasive in our society. Wanting results now. The desire for dopamine stimulation of getting what we want when we want it, usually without putting in the necessary work. Why is that so destructive in marriage? Because relationships are easy to get into, but take work to sustain. We want immediate resolution to conflicts without engaging in deep, meaningful discussion. Or lose patience with our spouse for not changing their behavior soon enough. Think back before marriage to the anticipation you felt for the next time you were getting together. The special attention you would lavish freely, overlooking imperfections, and quickly forgiving mistakes. When you were both dating, it wasn't everything you did that won your spouse over. More likely, it was just a few things, or maybe one thing that you did consistently that spoke their love language. Yes, it was perhaps love, but it was also instant gratification that you were both getting. You cannot sustain a relationship on instant gratification. When the dopamine wears off, all you are left with is the realization of all the work it takes to sustain a marriage. Only you now have to be more intentional, not relying on emotions to motivate you to action, but instead on long-term commitment and the faith that loving actions will eventually restore loving feelings. Instead, practice delayed gratification. Commit to consistently investing in the relationship's long-term health, understanding your spouse deeply, and working through challenges together rather than seeking quick fixes. If this message resonates, subscribe, hit the bell, and join our community of couples for weekly tips to make your marriage stronger, more purpose-driven. Let us know in the comments, what habits have you had to change for a better marriage? Do you live in the present moment? What everyday actions communicate love to your spouse? Do you delay gratification for more lasting satisfaction? Remember, love awakens when passion meets maturity. Live life and love each other with a sense of purpose.